Glenn Parker High Vibration Foundation. You're watching Glenn TV. Yay! 2-for-1 video today, and figured since I'm doing a video and everything's all set up, yay, let's do another one. So, I live on the edge of the desert, meaning the edge of civilization in the Vegas area and the far reaches of the Vegas Valley. And just a little bit this way, there's nothing. Just a little bit that way, there's nothing. Desert. Coyotes that way. Coyotes this way, though, they seem to have a tendency to like that area. I think there's some water runoff or something down there that they can get to. And I'm going to attach at the end of this video, which I'm going to make very short, an example of woodland creatures that survive in these hostile environments. It's 104, 105 today. Now, since there's grass in these areas and there's waters and things like that, there's plenty of plant life that wouldn't normally exist in the desert to allow bunnies and other things to thrive. But there was a couple little baby, little tiny little bunnies that I caught a recording of in my backyard. And I wanted to share that because this, I can look out there quite a bit, and a lot of times they see you and they go, oh, you're the one that puts foods out, that puts food out for me. Hey, what's up? And it's like, they don't get scared, they don't run away because A, you're not a hostile vibration and you've never tried to chase them or eat them before. So they're like, well, I kind of have identified that you're putting food out for me, so you're my friend. And when I was a kid, I was able to domesticate a couple bunnies by taking the carrot, rub it on the back of your arm or on your neck or whatever, get your scent on it basically, and put it out. And put it out and put it out. And then eventually they get used to seeing you. You haven't tried to bother them. A little bit closer. And eventually they'll eat it out of your hand. And if you're very careful, you can kind of rub the top of their little bunny head. And eventually when they sit and they eat, then you can pet them a little bit more. And eventually they let you manhandle them and pick them up. But you have to get them young when they're still small. Once they've developed and they're kind of feral and they grow up to be feral, they pretty much stay feral. Unless you trap them and try to domesticate them, which is kind of a cruel process because it stresses the hell out of them. So we put all the leftover stuff, like maybe food that we wouldn't be able to eat or an apple that's gone bad. And like I had some kale, and as things turn, and so we put stuff out there. But we also buy some feed. Have a bag of corn that we got for $1, like a 40 or 50 pound bag of feed that had a tear hole in it, and we put that out there. Now some of the birds and like the doves and the smaller little doves and stuff go out there. But we also have chipmunks. They're one step away from a rat, but they're still cute, especially the baby chipmunks. We have quail, which look like a gay rooster. They have that little thing there, and but the little babies, they start out like this, and they're so cute. And so they've paired off, and they're running around. Lots of rabbits, some birds, some quail. Haven't seen that many chipmunks as I had before. There was one time where we threw out a cherry pit, and there was still, some of the cherry on there. We saw one of the chipmunks pick it up and taste it, and he's like he probably had never honestly tasted a cherry ever before, and to get something sweet like that in the desert is probably an extremely rare treat because all the trash and everything is very well put away in all these neighborhoods, so nothing really gets into the trash or gets these types of things. You have to pretty much deliberately put these things out. So we feed the woodland creatures. If I have an apple that's going bad, I'll chop it up and I'll put it out for them. Those types of things. When my mom makes salad and stuff like that, and she's doing the cucumbers and taking the skins off and whatnot, we put that stuff out there. I stopped by the saddlery, where you get saddles and blah blah blah. You can get hay and feed, and you can get big things of hay to put out. But they have all this. They have roosters and whatnot, so they go through it, and there's a lot of loose stuff. And I told her that, we had woodland creatures in the backyard, and she's like, well, if you want to help yourself to the loose stuff, take as much of that as you want. We just clean it up and get rid of it, or use it for bedding and whatnot. There's plenty of it constantly every day. So I brought some of that back to put out, like a variety of different types of hay and whatnot. and they didn't care. They chewed on it a little bit, but they more like the grass and other stuff that grows in people's front yards and some of the other plants and whatnot. We also put some water out there every day when we empty it out and put fresh water out so that the woodland creatures can have fresh water in the desert. I think that's all I wanted to share. So much for making the video short, but I do have, it's another like 30-second to 45-second snip. I'm going to put it at the end of this video so that you can watch it. See these little baby bunnies, they start out underneath where it's shaded and one eventually takes off. So you can go back and you can go and track them back and look at them. But they're eating some of the corn feed that we had put out, which was just like a big, huge bag of feed for animals. Thank you very much for watching. Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation, coaching life, business, and spiritual. You're watching Glenn TV. If you need anything e-commerce wise, or your web store worked on, or marketing advice, or setting up a contact management system, or even putting custom solutions together like ClickFunnels and Shopify and dropshipping and all these types of things, that's me. Yay, all that stuff is in the noodle. Thank you very much for watching and enjoy the bunnies. I like to have some comments on these. Like, I can go out and I can look at the bunnies. I know that they've seen me and they're like, and they sit and they look at me like, oh, you're the one that feeds me. Hi, how you doing? It's like, that's very edifying. It's like, the bunny loves me.